What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We got some new Metallica. This time they have released the title track to their upcoming album, 72 Seasons, 72 Seasons. We're not going to waste any time. Let's go ahead, shut up, and turn it up. I've been trying to find a meaning behind 72 seasons. Outside of it just meaning, time passing. I'm starting to think that it might be along the lines of this is how long it took to get over this. Because they've been together longer than 72 seasons, right? Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah, man. So, the entire time I've been listening to, their album, 72 Seasons, because, in this channel, I've been kind of going back and forth. Like right now, I was on a binge of the 1989, Seattle binge, right? So I've been listening to them, back during their prime and then listening to them now. Right. And I'm starting to, hear those not new influences, but that new distinctive sound, whatever it is. But they still found a way to kind of infuse their own sound into it. But that whole entire intro, and that's one thing Metallica's just really good at. They're doing really intros. So we got to calm down. Sure, you guys was getting excited when you heard it for the first time. But okay, so really like the beginning, I think the visuals definitely help here, right? Especially kind of how the bass was kind of slowly going in or rising up in the level. But as it was going on, it was almost kind of giving you that sense of, they picturing their destroyed like instruments, right? Almost kind of like an ode to past times, right? Where they didn't necessarily destroy their instruments, but they're scarred, right? There's dust settling around it, right? To say, maybe they're like, maybe this is the old Metallica and here's the new Metallica. That was the old Metallica back there that's kind of just chilling back there, right? But we have a new sound. That's what that intro kind of told me, right? Like we're entering, and then the sound effects and stuff that they had going on there probably was a guitar. Knowing Metallica, they could pretty much make any sound out of a guitar. It made it sound like we was in some type of hyper warp drive, right? Like we done fast forward through time. And now that we're here, thrash, right? And that's how Metallica started off, or that's what Metallica is, Not one Metallica, they can do a lot of styles of metal, but thrash, is what they're known for. And it was almost like, yes, that's the past. And now here is the future. And we still thrashing. The heads are still banging. Come along for the ride. Hate it or love it. You gonna love it. Okay, let's get to it. Come on. So look, man, there's one thing this is another thing that I love about Metallica is that they don't rush, man. They don't rush. They gonna get the groove. They gonna get to jamming. It's almost to that point to where you have that sense of when the music is about to start, when the lyrics are about to start, right? But they said, no, you're going to get a 2-minute-ish intro. Right when you think the lyrics going to start, now we're going to get into this groove and we're just going to keep jamming, right? They want to make sure that we all gathered today to see the 72 seasons movie and everything, right? But sometimes you got your late stragglers. They need to go in and they need to find a seat. That's what they doing. It's one big old huge movie theater and they just waiting for you to find your seat. Until then, they going to be grooving and you can kind of see the synergy between them all, man. They just letting the music speak for themselves right now. Okay. Okay, so we are kind of getting kind of like that sense that everything's shot down, volcanic, no going back and everything, right? Now, if we still got another 6 minutes of this song to go, but it almost kind of sounds like they talking about this them now, you know what I mean? Not shot down, but like their new music is kind of like shot down, you know what I mean? I see y'all in the comments and everything. Oh, I hate this Metallica. Metallica lost its way and everything. I happen to think that this song might be addressing a little bit of that, right? Because they're not ignorant to it. They're not ignorant to it, but okay. No chance before this life began. Staring into black light. Dominating birth rights. That wah pedal. Come on. Okay, so it sounded like in the hook he was saying weatherman, and I might have to pull up the lyrics at the end of this, right, to kind of do a little bit more deep dive, right? It sounds like he's saying weatherman, right? If that is what he's saying, then that's an interesting concept, right? The whole point of the weatherman is to sit there and obviously observe the characteristics of the weather. But no matter what you do, no matter how good your predictions are, how bad your predictions are, the weather is going to come, right? It's going to happen, right? Whether we got a spokesperson or not. Could that be just Metallica calling the other people weathermans, right? Sitting there predicting this, predicting that, saying this is going to happen, saying this is going to happen. But at the end of the day, Metallica's going to do what Metallica's going to do. That's my initial thoughts right now. James still sounds so good, bro. Staring into black lights. Choking on the stage fright. man, something's coming. It's raining right now. Wildfires, yes. So, generally, at the end of the solos, right, I can kind of get like an idea of whatever a guitarist is trying to convey in their music, right? Because, when I listen to solos, I try to listen for a story. But in order for me to kind of get that story, I need to have some context. So I'm probably going to reserve what I need to say about a solo that I just heard because I don't think I got a good understanding of what this song is about, which we might have to pull up the lyrics after this to make sure what it is, and then maybe I can revisit what I thought it was about. But it's interesting that we decided to kind of go the sustain route. The only kind of words that came to mind when I was listening to that was drought. Right. I mean, it doesn't help that the fire is surrounding them and everything, but drought, and tiredness, right? I didn't get a sense, especially to that end, I didn't get like a real good sense of aggression. It's just more of a, I just got done working my 9 to 5 and I come home and my kids are still up and I thought they were still asleep. It's kind of one of those things where, yeah, it sucks and it's going to hurt, but you just got to go back to that mentality, like, all right, here we go. You know what I mean? Just trudging on through it, like walking on needles. You know what I mean? You almost see the end. It's almost there. You just pack it up and you just keep going. That's what the last part of that way got. So of course we got some aggression there at the beginning, but that's what I think so far. Oh. Breakdown is nasty. Oops, sorry. Okay. Yeah, see, this beginning right here almost kind of got like Terminator vibes, but we're gonna bring up the lyrics here. And let's see what we got. Oh wait. It's a crib. Oh, that's interesting. Right? So the crib. Okay. So this can almost be kind of like a visual representation of just life. I mean, obviously from the crib representing like new birth, right? Baby. And then look at all these things, the skateboard. These might be all objects of use that one of the members or a combination of all the members of Metallica went through to end up where they are, right? And it's all like burnt, right? Because generally when you think of new life, like a baby or something like that, it's bright colors, but that crib looks damaged. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and bring this up. These lyrics here. See what happens. All right. So looks like Genius did something. It's unreviewed, but this says 72 Seasons depicts the protagonist's struggle with the wrath of man and the lasting impact it has on our life. Throughout the song, the lyrics describe the protagonist's tumultuous, I don't say that word enough, upbringing, their internal conflict, and the darkness that seems to pervade their life. The song ends by reaffirming the theme of the protagonist being shaped by the wrath of man they experience. Okay. Oh, look, guys, all right, so I might have been off a little bit, right? Just all, but I wasn't too far off, right? So, the protagonist being shaped by the wrath of man they experienced during their first 18 years. Okay, so guys, thank for those of you that are still here, thank you. But so not you remember, but those of you who are on my channel, I had a reaction to Metallica Battery, right? Where we was kind of just going in to we was breaking it down, trying to figure out what's going on. And we are the battery, or they are the battery, we create the battery, we feed the battery and everything. And during Metallica's reign and everything, they got a whole lot of backlash, right? Because a lot of parents and everything, the whole metal thing started coming out, affiliated with a bunch of like devil worshiping and stuff like that. And a lot of metal bands that were out there really making good music. These are just kids, at the time, teenagers or young adults at the time, were just receiving all this backlash and everything. And it's interesting that he states wrath of man, because it's almost like at the end of the day, the only thing that was demonic that was happening was the wrath of man, right? With all the anger and all the hate that's being shed towards them, right? Because wrath, it's something very, very dangerous, right? I mean, we have nuclear weapons, yes, right? We have the power of wiping entire cities and possibly countries off the map, depending on the size. You know what I mean? So the wrath of man is strong. So, okay, I wasn't too far off with this, but this video is already long enough. I'm getting all excited and stuff. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.